Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Frozen Fortunes. Now let's get jumping into things because we've got quite a bit to discuss. But before we get into that, because it is Tuesday, it's time to thank new patrons, and this week there's been 4 of you, which is I think the most we've actually had in a week so far, which is unbelievable. So thank you very much to Nigel, Michael, Chris, and Look for Overlap. So massive thank you to you guys for supporting me on Patreon. That is incredibly generous of you. Once again, do not do it if you cannot afford to do anything like that. Of course, I would never want you to do that. But again, massive thanks to all of you and all of you that just watch the videos every day. That's really, really cool. Thank you so much. So jumping balls first into our first game, we were away at our bay and we scored 5 goals. But not only that, Alan bloody Franson, he's at it again. This time he scored 4. I think that's the most he's ever got in a single game. Fabian Touvenant got the other goal, but we were brilliant. Like, they still created some decent opportunities in this game and did get 3 goals for their trouble. But my goodness, a 5-3 win away from home. Suddenly, after that comeback in the last episode, we really have been hitting the ground running. Players scoring left, right, and centre. Alan Franson with a 9.9. This is a perfect time to mention. Alan Franson, of course, sponsored by Alex Watts. I thought this was a good time for that since he scored 4 bloody goals. So thank you, Alex, for that. Against Fremad, which is a game I'd earmarked as a potential winnable one because we were at home after all, they took the lead in the 3rd minute through Christian Weber and played pretty well, but once again we were able to stay strong. Mikael Nygaard equalised on 30 minutes before Neil Hutchinson finally gets his first goal for the club, and he celebrated like a madman. No, genuinely he did, even on the 3D Natch engine, which was brilliant. Finally gets his first goal for us. That's a hell of a monkey off of his back now, and hopefully he can really push on forward from now on and make himself one of our second choice strikers, basically. Now, as good as that win was, it has nothing over what happened in this match. At home against Esbjerg, my wildest dream was that we could maybe snatch a draw, because going into this game, they're top of the league, doing well, just like they were last year. And, okay, you look at that and go, you did not have a lot of shots. We didn't. Agreed. But look at the number of good chances we created. We only had 5 shots in the entire game. 2 clear cuts, 1 half chance. They had a few half chances, but mostly they just pelted us from range and did nothing with it. Nygaard gave us the lead. 2 more from Alan Franson. He really is on fire now. And most importantly, has said he's happy to stay at the club. Now, I still can't offer him a contract because now he's unhappy for different reasons about the squad strength and stuff like that. But I do hope there is a way we can get him to stay because, my God, he's important to us and to me. Should also point out that during this period, I have signed some new players again. Sweden has finally provided us with some players, and there's been a few more Irish lads, one of which has gone straight into the first team, and that's James Coffey. But I'll show you those guys in a sec. Away at Viborg, someone said that the reason they might have been struggling is because they had 7 injuries, and if they were major ones, it could have massively affected them, and I'd agree with that. But it turns out that they couldn't be bothered to be shit against us, unfortunately, beating us 3-1. Rasmus Bigler with the late goal back for us. So against Helsingør, again, it was one of those ones where I thought if we took a draw, it would have been excellent from it, frankly. But honestly, we could have won this one, and probably should have. Franson, of course, gave us the lead on 53 minutes. They missed a penalty not long after that. Ibrahim Cisse decided that he was going to, well, channel Rasmus Kramer for a game. But it's the fact that he then did it again. He conceded 2 penalties in this game, and I don't know how he wasn't our worst performing player. He still got like a 6.8 or something from this match somehow. But yeah, that last minute penalty cost us 40 grand, because if we'd have won this game, we would have been 4th going into the 11th round of, well, after the 11th round of fixtures, which would have given us 210 grand that would have given us. But instead, that late equaliser from Michael Zacho meant that we slipped down to 6th, which is still good. Don't get me wrong, but it did cost us 40 grand in potential prize money. So, Cisse, you're going to go and sit in the corner and think about what you did, mate. And all of that, as you can probably guess from what I just said, leaves us sitting in 6th place. Incredible. The Esbjerg win is the key one there for me. The one that I think, you know, if we don't win that, we're still on 14 points, and there's a huge gap. I'm just pointing at the screen as if you can see my hand. There's a huge gap opening between 7th and everyone down below, and I'm glad we're on the right-hand side of that. It's, very surprising, to be honest. Franson is the top scorer. He's got 13 league goals in 11 starts. He's the top average rating player and is also the joint top assister. He is unbelievable. Seriously, get him in the Danish national team. Get him on the plane. Also worth noting that the board have actually agreed to increase our junior coaching budget even further. Don't know what that means specifically, but hopefully that just means more good youth players coming through, and we really do need them at this point. Although, we have got some new boys coming in. The first of which is this guy, Gabriel Corneliusson. He's a Swede. He's the first Swede, I think, that we've had at the club. He's a defensive midfielder, another position that we were slightly lacking in. Really only had Benson and Julian could play there too. But it's good to have another guy in as well. 16 years old. He's not amazing just yet. He's only 1.5 stars, but he's got 5-star potential in theory, but also has a professional personality, good determination, things I want to see from my players. Probably the best of the bunch for me is this lad, 16-year-old Irishman, James Coffey. Now, the main reason I'm impressed with him is because he comes straight into the team at 16 years old, and he's already our best sweeper keeper in the entire team. So, okay, might have to try and tutor him maybe to get rid of the low determination aspect of things. But for now, I'm pretty happy to have him in the team. His first game was the game against Esbjerg, kept a clean sheet and got a 7.0 rating. So, I'm pretty pleased with him so far, to be honest. So without further ado, let's get into today's game against Odense. Now, they beat us comfortably at home in the first game of the season, and they do currently sit top of the league. So there's that. I think we'll struggle here. I'm really earmarking the game against Kurga. However, they, I believe, are also second in the league. So this is going to be a couple of tough fixtures. Thankfully, we've got a bit of a gap now, thanks to that result, mainly over the Esbjerg result. I think just that coming back from 3-0 down against Vences will seem to give us a huge boost, and we've been scoring goals left, right, and centre. Defensively, still not strong, but goals galore. And we've made some tactical changes too, which might also be contributing. Yeah, I'm not going to put Tej and C back in. I'm going to start with Ingolfsson, because he's got good passing today. Just trying to keep things rotated and keep those guys fit. Julian is the one I would prefer. Ooh, maybe we could use Thorstensen for this game. I think it's not a bad shout. Although he hasn't had a particularly good season so far, I have faith in him. Benson obviously there, Betzer, Cisse, Tovenol, and Gunnarsson there with James Coffey in goal. Also, I think I fixed the player restriction. Yes, there we go. No longer do we have this issue. The main reason I think this was happening is because we had too many players on the books at the club. So I released like 70 players who were just, they weren't ever going to amount to anything. They didn't have potential. They didn't have high potential anymore because of the way the squad's changed. So I just released a load of players to get them off the books and just hopefully free some space up for some new players and whatnot. And that seems to have helped here. So on the bench, Gudjonsson, Borup, Julien, Bigler, Gravgård, Tagency, and Brendan O'Neill. Speaking of Brendan, he actually scored, as some of you might have seen on Twitter, he got 4 goals in a B team game and he got a 9.8 rating in it. And that's amazing. So he's trying to win me back, but I just don't think he's going to do it anytime soon. So the main change is I've changed it to whipped crosses, which we can then change if I find that we're winning loads of headers. And I've also put Franson as the target man, since even in the middle, he seems to be massively overperforming, and I'm pleased with that. It's also worth noting that Ben Yahia now finally got rid of his temperamental personality and is now balanced. Still not amazing, but it's better than being temperamental as far as I'm aware anyway. Just added a few more bits to this sidebar so I can see the passes completed by each individual part of our team, just so I can see little gaps and stuff. And I need to change one of the other menus as well because I think it helps us out. But anyway, question of the day, and today's question of the day is this. Who do you think's getting relegated from the Premier League this year? Nice and simple one. For me, West Brom, definitely. No hope in hell of them staying up. And I genuinely think Stoke and Southampton will go down with them as well. They just haven't been able to turn the tide there. Southampton maybe with a chance. Really not sure though. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you have any ideas for a question of the day, drop those in the comments too with the hashtag QOTD. Coffee with the big save there. Odense have started well, as you'd expect. How are we doing on headers? Not amazing. Tackles won a few of them, which is nice. We'll give the game a chance to settle down before we start making any changes. There's no point in doing it yet. Headed away again. Johansson, Coffee with the big save again. Odense are looking strong in the early stages here. We'll give it a chance to settle down again so I can see some of these stats and see where we move from here. Ingolfsson with a chance to make a breakaway for us. He's got men inside. He has to use one of them, please. Unfortunately, they're just outdoing us in every single area of the pitch at the moment. There's no like, we're winning more headers, we're winning more tackles. We're not at the moment, and that is a problem. Because usually when there's something like that, I can find an area which we're at least doing better than them and we can exploit it. And oh my goodness, look at that. Remy Johansson with the goal and Odense lead. And, I mean, is that really a surprise? These guys should not be in this division. Look at the attendances they're getting for second tier games. Johansson out here, and he's able to just run straight into the box and score. Not good positioning from the keeper, but still. Right, we might actually move over to the other tactic. This version. It's got very few changes, except it does have float crosses on, more direct. You know the drill. We really do need to keep an eye on the teams below us still. As much as we've got that gap at the moment, that could easily change. Gunnarsson, what are you lot doing? Tuvenol. Benson, this is some playing out from the back stuff, but we're really meant to be playing it longer. Betts has made a brilliant run, actually, into space. Can he pick someone out? Please, Ollie. Ball back post. Franson's header, and it's a good save from Hansen. The first only opportunity of the game for us so far. Okay, we are actually only just, albeit. Oh, my goodness. I mean, they're winning the knockdowns. They're winning everything at the moment. I just feel like we're sitting ducks in this game at the moment. I have a feeling that the position we were in at the end of the last match is the highest position we will hold all season. But it's good for us. It gave us that extra bit of money, so I guess I'm pleased with that. Gunnarsson and Ben Yahia, what is he doing? We have completed a few crosses, which is interesting. Our defence are actually passing the ball better than theirs, but I think the only real option we've got in this second half is to switch it back onto whipped crosses because we're not winning enough headers anymore. So, changes I can make here, really. I want to try and go to whipped crosses, for one thing. They are dominating this. Look at the heat map is all about this left-hand side here. So what we're going to do is try and cover that off in some way. I'm going to push Torstenson up into more of an attacking role to fill this area, even though we're unflexible. And we're also going to try and cover off that left-hand side. Or their right. Right, we're going to close down everyone on their right-hand side and get in hard and try to block some of those crosses. That's all I can come up with. And now Oliver Betts has picked up a broken finger. Ollie, what are you doing? How do you get a broken finger? Right, Borup, in you come, Bo. God. Who's not played well? Benyahi has not played well either. I'm going to bring Brendan O'Neill in. There was one game where he actually looked quite good. I can't remember which one it was, but he came off the bench and actually provided an assist for someone. I'm going to get Gravgold on, and I'm also going to go route 1 and pass into space, since that, god damn it, that got turned off on the other tactic. Hopefully that will help us. Sort of stemmed the flow of blood a little bit, but not by much. At least we might not lose 5-0. That's the main plan, is to just not get thumped like we did against Esbjerg last season. Franson's header. Ingolfsson into the channel for Nygaard. He's through! Oh, and a chance goes begging for us there. These are the opportunities we have to start taking. We're certainly making it harder for them on this right-hand side, at least a little bit. There we go. Ball at the top, and Franson's got the pace. He's in here. Go on, Alan. Go on, Alan. Oh, my life. We've missed another one. That's 2 really good opportunities. This is what I mean. We are creating chances in these games, but we could have been at 2-2 in this one. Honestly, we could. Well, there's really no other choice but to go on to overload at this point. We might as well. I'm just going to go to mixed crosses, so we're not quite as restricted on that sense. Let's just go. Final 30 minutes, see what we can snatch. 1. There we go. Torstenson. And just loses out. He's not had a good game again. We really do have to start thinking about who's going to play in that central midfield role. As much as he's got good stats, it seems. Ragers. Oh, that's the 3rd goal. Really easy, and I swear this guy did not play for them last year. I remember him playing for Marion least, because he scored a load of goals against us, unless he was on loan. Getting closed down to death. There we go again. Great work. Franson looks over the top for Brendan O'Neill. Go on, Brendan. You can do it, Sonny. He's actually scored. Shit a brick. Brendan O'Neill has actually scored a goal in a football match. Do not adjust your sets, ladies and gentlemen. That is incredible. Franson will get the assist. Ball into the channel. Brendan O'Neill with a burst of pace from absolutely nowhere. He's been saving that up all game, and it is 3-1. I don't know why I'm celebrating 3-1, but I'm just celebrating Brendan O'Neill actually scoring a goal. Well, there you go, lads. Someone said he's like my Luke Shaw to my Jose Mourinho, and I guess he's kind of right. But hey, we'll take it. Brendan O'Neill has scored a goal. This is what I mean. On some of these days, I feel like if our strikers just had a tiny fraction more composure, we'd get a few more points from these games, whether we deserve to or not, because we've created good opportunities yet again. Brendan O'Neill with the goal, somehow. But there you go. 3-1 defeat. Not ideal, but it was likely to happen. We gave it a good shot. Right, I just accidentally recorded for 5 minutes without my face cam turned on. Thank God we didn't actually get into the game. So, wanted to show you a couple of things before we do get into things, because some of you said that you wanted to see some certain players, because I did ask. So, we'll show you those guys right about now. So, the first of those was Alfred Johnson, who, as you can see now, 2 stars going on to 3 stars with the potential. He's kind of playing not far from his max level, which is why I think it's important that we get James Coffey in now, because he's practically, if not already, better than Johnson. So it makes sense for us to get him in, get him some game time. He's only 16, lots of room to improve for him, whereas I think Johnson's pretty much already done for us anyway. The other lad you guys wanted to see was Einstein, who unfortunately left us last summer, which is annoying because I think he could have got into our team. But since he's left, he's not exactly filled the world with confidence here. He's not played a single game for Stjarnan in the Icelandic tier, so that was a smart move moving over there. I mean, they're a good side, so I guess there's a reason why he wouldn't. He played all right for us in that 2nd tier. That's our promotion season. He was pretty good for us, so there's that. We have just lost another player to an Icelandic side. I tried to offer him more money, but he went to them for less, which is annoying. He had one of those unprotected contracts. He wasn't one of those players I was super worried about losing. So, hey, but I wasn't prepared to pay him £150 a week to just sit there, because we can't afford to do that at this point. We really can't. So for the second time of me explaining this is the team we're going to go with. Nygaard, Franson, Ben Yahya, Julian, Tajan C is back after injury, but still maybe have to come off at some point. Goodison, Betzer, Cisse, Campbell, and Tuvenol at the back. Campbell, just because although there are some players that might be slightly better than him, he's got that height, and we really do need that in our team at the moment. Coffey and goal, of course, on the bench. Johnson, Borup, Benson, Bigler, Gravgaard, Dirmosa, and Oskari Niebuhr. It's nice to see him getting himself on the bench for us at least. Now, honestly, I'm not sure what I'm expecting from this game. I'm just expecting us to give it a go. These guys are second in the division. They've certainly improved dramatically from last year, because remember, we actually won the away fixture, last year pretty comfortably against this lot, but they seem like a different prospect this year entirely. Opening stages, we're winning a few headers, which is nice. Cisse's ball up to Franson. He doesn't win that one, but, oh, wow. Mira looking very, very strong there. Fredrickson. We've got to see, we'll keep an eye on those heat maps, and oh, my life. Coffee, mate. I guess he's decaf today. That is absurd. I mean, oh, it's a bit like Pulisic's goal for Dortmund at the weekend, except way, way worse. I mean, could he have... Yeah, he could have done a lot better there. I can't believe we're already losing this game. Ball in. Vulgamuf. Fransson's clearance. Jensen cleared away. Go on, Tagency. Get it up the pitch. Benyahi has just done nothing. Okay, at the moment, we're being dominated in most areas except for crossing. That's the one area of the pitch where we are at least completing a few of them. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my life. Except not anymore, probably. Okay, we are now starting to win a lot of headers, I'm noticing. Which means some changes are probably afoot. We're going to go more direct, and we're going to go to float those crosses a little bit more, just to see if that will help us win some more in the air. Kurovic, this first half has been absolutely shocking. Where's the Vencisal start? Oh my god. So we've had Coffee messing it up, and now we've had a deflection that's gone into the back of the net as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've been much better than us, but the 2 goals that they've scored, my god. Vulgamuf with the ball in here. It's just a nothing attempt from the edge of the area that's deflected in off the defender. I think that might have been Luke Campbell it went in off of. Great. Right, now we are going to have to switch things up and go more attacking. We can't complain in the sense that we've offered nothing ourselves whatsoever in this match so far. It does seem that this particular tactic seems to be fairly strong against us. So we've basically got no heat map whatsoever. They are dominating this area. The only thing I can think of is that we really do get in on them. Like, massively close them down and get stuck in a bit more. Try to tackle harder for some of our defenders as well. So I've not really changed a great deal, but I have turned off fewer risky passes. I don't know why I had that even on these guys. We're just going to have to see what we can do in the second half. Just have a shot, maybe, lads. I mean, this is probably looking at one of our worst performances in quite some time. I guess we've had a good run lately, but still, Nigor, Betzer on the overlap here. Like, what is that for a cross? I might actually be tempted to push these guys up into attack just so they get even more width for us. I know it's going to leave us exposed down there, but we just need that width a bit more. We need those overlaps. Sorensen, Fischer, Vulgamuf. What's this one? Going to go in off someone's tit? Sorensen. Cleared away. It's going to come straight back at us again. Oh, big save. We do need to close them down a little bit more in those areas just to try and win the ball back off of them because they are taking the piss high up the pitch at the moment. Fransson's header clear. Jensen, back post, cleared away again. Okay, maybe a chance for us. I don't know why Coffee's gone that long, but Fransson's won it, you know. All of the chance for Ben Yahia. Go on, son. Nygaard! Unbelievable. Mehdi Ben Yahia with the cross and Nygaard at the back post. Our first shot on target of the game, and we are back in... Well, we're not back in it, but inspired ball down the pitch from Kofi. I don't know why Fransson was in so much space, but they just let him pick the ball up into the channel for Ben Yahia. I was expecting to shoot, but instead he's just dinked it for Nygaard. Great header, and that is 2-1. Maybe there's a chance yet. I'm going to change Julian into a central midfielder and push him onto attack to get him into that area. We're also going to move to a flexible approach just to see what happens with this tactic. Not really sure how this is going to work, though. Julian wins it brilliantly. Now we're on the run. Nygaard's in again. Can he get it back post? Fransson's header! Saved by the goalkeeper. What a chance that was. Who do we get off here? Betzer's not looking great, so we'll get Borup on immediately. That's my first thought. Tagency, I could probably do with someone like Diamosa on just because of the lack of fitness levels. The defenders aren't looking great, but... Ben Yahia isn't looking... should we get Askari Nieberg on? Is he really that type of player? You know what? Let's give this lad a run out. We've got... That's 3 subs. I should have made 2 there, really, not 3. But hey, ball up to Fransson. Can he win this header? He doesn't need to because Borup's in here. Into the channel for Fransson. He's got men overlapping. Nygaard is one of them. He needs to pick a cross now. And he's gone for goal for some reason. Fransson's header clear. Jensen again. Ball back... Oh, my... That is a really nice piece of play from Coke. They are the better team in this game. But we've at least managed to offer some way of creating some chances later on in this one. Bit disappointed to concede directly from a set piece like this. The fact that everybody pushes out and just leaves him in the middle there. Was he not offside? Who knows? All right, let's change things up again. Let's go route 1, pass into space, overload, just bash it forward and see what happens. Kurovic, they're doing a lot from down this wing now. Just get in your tackles. It's a penalty. Good. I guess that's one of the downsides of playing a bit more of an aggressive closing down approach. Was it Cisse again? He does love conceding a penalty. Are they about to go 4-1 up? No, saved by Coffee. Okay, he's redeemed himself minorly there. I'm going to tell him to hit early crosses as well since we've completed so many of them. I think what bugs me the most is that we played really well against Esbjerg, who are right in that same area as this lot. And we've been dreadful, frankly. Still created some good opportunities and maybe could have had a goal or even 2 on another day. But we just look so... I mean, it could have been 4-1 realistically, and we did not play well enough, unfortunately. But I guess... That's what happens when you play against the top 2 in games. You're going to struggle. I'm hoping it doesn't affect the morale too much. They still seem fairly all right. I mean, it still leaves us in 7th spot, and we're still 8 points above the drop zone at the moment, but we do have a game more than a lot of the other teams played, so we're still okay, but it would take some results for some of those teams at the bottom to start winning, and things might start to get a little bit dicey now. So in the next episode, it's... Actually, I tell you what, this is a whole run of winnable games. It really is, though. They're all below us. Nischebing, away. Okay, fair enough, tough. Skiva in the relegation zone at home. Marienlyst, right down there as well, away. Ventsissel, okay, they're tough. But we did get a 3-all draw, and they're at home. Then we've got Arbey at home as well. And then Fremad away. So in the next episode, the livecom highlights, or not highlights, the livecoms are going to be Arbey and Fremad. So those are both winnable games for us. There's really, we could actually be in a good position going into the Christmas break. Although, looking at our last 4 matches, we have only taken 1 point from our last 4, so it could go the total opposite way. We could lose to a load of the sides around us and find ourselves back in the relegation battle. Who knows? Anyway, guys, if you have enjoyed the video, do be sure to drop a like on it. That would be freaking fantastic. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more videos like this in your inbox every single Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And I'll join you guys in the next episode for the double live comms against AB and Fremad. We have to win. I think if we win one of those games before the livecom, we might be in a good position to go and get some wins in the livecom, but it really can go either way, as you've seen. 2-3-1 losses today, not ideal. Hopefully we can do better. I promise we'll try to do better. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.